What's good, y'all? So I just got word that Terence Crawford is back in the boxing gym, and to be honest, I don't think he's making a comeback like fully, but he's only coming back and coming into the gym, one, because that's one of his safe spots. That's one way where he could find like a sense of quietness maybe, and a sense of peace, like true peace. Like he hears his name being called back into the boxing ring, even if it's not for competing, to help somebody out, like Lester. You can, especially in some recent clips that has like surfaced and stuff like that, you tell it's a noticeable difference from when he's just doing regular interviews to when the camera is randomly showing up on him, and it just captures that natural energy where he's talking about Lester saying, look at what they're doing, or tell him what they did, and he just want to leave it off on a 50-50 note. And I think I heard Lester talk about how they're going to be sparring again back in, if I'm not mistaken, back in Omaha. So that will definitely be something interesting to keep it either an ear or an eye out for. I wonder what they're going to be doing over there in Omaha. Maybe something that has to do with Terence Crawford, because then again, that is his hometown. So, I mean, we'll see. I feel like nowadays there's like not a dull moment in the boxing world where like new news comes out every single day. So there's that. Especially with certain content creators, how often they be going live talking about boxing, I'm definitely not gonna miss. But just things that I be seeing on my own as well. It's just people that aren't active fighters, news with them, news about, unfortunately, the Percher Cologne, how 11 years later, look at what happened, all because of a fight gone wrong. Like, it definitely wasn't fair at all what happened. But for those of you that know, no. But as far as Terence goes, Terence Crawford, I think that if he, let's say hypothetically, right? Let's say if he ever were to actually like hop back into the boxing ring under the lights, maybe fight on a Netflix card. I highly doubt a DAZN card, but let's say if he were to fight, right? I think that the only right fight right now, in this point in time, would be Bud versus Boots. And I think that's the way it should be written, or the way it should be headlined as, because I think going into that fight, an overwhelmingly large amount of people got Boots winning the fight. But to be honest, I think that even with a year out, maybe by that time, let's say like they do actually fight, I think that Bud still has so much more experience that topples the experience of Boots, John Boots Ennis. And from what I've seen from both their recent fights, let's just like pair it together. Xander Zayas' recent fight against Boots, to a degree, it exposed Boots, but it exposed like his strengths and his weaknesses. With Boots, I mean, his head was being popped back by Xander Zayas, by a young, I think he's 23, by a young 23-year-old champion at that point in time. And it's like, if that's gonna happen with fighting Xander Zayas, with compared to Terence Crawford, with the limited amount of experience that he has, I think that that's gonna be like paling into comparison to what Boots is gonna have to overcome when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford. I mean, Boots is gonna really have to overcome a lot during that fight if they do want to fight, or if either of them wants to fight. To be honest, and now I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, because this is all I could do, I could just give my opinion. I think this is the best performance that I've ever seen from Terence Bud Crawford. Like, what he did against Canelo. I mean, me personally, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like, I knew for a fact, I knew what was gonna go down in that fight and how it was gonna play out. Because one, Terence is a switch hitter. I didn't think that Canelo would do good with switch hitters, and I mean, look at what happened in the fight last year in September. And Canelo didn't know what to do. I even said the same thing, that Canelo would have no idea what to do in that fight. And again, look at what happened. Like, Canelo had no answers, and I feel like it's going to be that same way for Bud versus Boots. Like, even though I have the feeling, and this part right here is just speculation, I have a feeling that Boots did maybe some research on Bud, thinking that at one point in time, like, they were for sure gonna fight, but of course that all fell through. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did some research on Crawford, but he may have missed some things that were noticed or that went down in the Canelo fight. And it's not going to be good for Boots, to be honest. The reason why I say this is because I don't think Boots, now comparing the two records, right? I don't think Boots, and I could get into this in another video, but Boots doesn't have the same experience in his resume as Terence Bud Crawford. I mean, Terence has Mean Machine, Aerospins. Granted, not the same Aerospins that we've seen like earlier on in his career. Has Canelo, has Amir Khan, has many other fighters I'm blanking, Sean Porter, and many other fighters I'm blanking on right now. But it's just like, I don't think that, aside from Xander Zayas and as far as I know right now, that's pretty much the only guy with like real experience and real like level of opposition opposed to Boots. Is the person that he faced is Xander Zayas. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Xander Zayas is good on anybody's resume, including Boots. But like I said, that's gonna pale in comparison to what Boots is gonna have to overcome. So I just leave you guys with that part. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and share with everybody that you know. I'm out.